So speaking of Donald Trump voters, there's a lot of people at that carrier plant and at the plant next to it, and the plants throughout that 50-mile radius where they're all moving to Mexico are going like, wait, what about us? They're not the only people who are in for a rude awakening. Now, we're not going to hear from these people as much, but the AP did find a California homeowner. They didn't name her, but she is one of those people that we talked to with David Dayen yesterday that lost their home because Stephen Mnuchin, when he took over that bank that became, I can't remember the name of the bank now, that aggressively foreclosed on homes because they had a backstop from the FDIC and they were going to run up fees and they could handle taking any losses on these homes because they had a backstop from the FDIC. She's one of those people who lost her homes, and apparently she was also a Trump voter. She doesn't seem to be too pleased now.
I bought it for around $240,000 in 1998. It was in pretty bad shape, and I refinanced, to put money into the property, and then also to invest in some other small rental properties. I just kept getting the runaround. I kept getting lied to. I was told I had to be 3 months behind on my mortgage before they would even consider letting me have a modification. I later found out that was not true. They kept losing paperwork. They kept telling me different things. They kept sending me, conflicting statements in papers. They sent me, over the years, multiple different statements of the amounts that they say was owed. And it varied, in the hundreds of thousands, both up and down like a yo-yo. And none of it made any sense, but they refused point blank to explain it or to give a certified accounting. Through the internet, I found hundreds of other people in the same position and started talking to people who were dealing with the same bank, and they were all going through very, very similar issues with them, being lied to, being given the runaround, being denied modifications, because as we later found out, it was all a sham. They wanted to foreclose because they would earn more money doing that. One of the things I think Mr. Trump should realize is that Mr. Mnuchin and his band of thieves at Dune Capital Management, who capitalized on a failed bank through all their Goldman Sachs people, is that they've tried to paint us all as deadbeats, as people who didn't want to pay. And that is so far from the truth.
Yeah. Who could have known that Donald Trump was of that ilk? Impossible to imagine. Impossible. And as David Dayen said, this is a guy who should not be the next Treasury Secretary. He should be just basically getting off probation now. And so in many respects, it's like that thing, was it in Saving Private Ryan, right? Where they tried to make it like they should have killed the German soldier because he came back to shoot them or something, right?
Hi, everyone. I've returned again.
Well, on some level, the Obama administration's failure on this opened the door to this type of thing. Hey, it's Sam Seder. Why don't you subscribe to this channel? You can do so right over here. Subscribe.